Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Tuesday, July 16th, 2019. In the headlines this evening, the death of Supreme Court Justice John Paul Stevens, who left the court in 2010. He's dead at age 99. And if you've been watching my channel the last few days, we've been talking a lot about this number. Remember, the first story earlier today, before the announcement of this death, was that there will be no federal punishment for the police officer who reportedly killed Eric Garner. This was the first story today. And that officer was wearing the number 99. This happened in Tompkinsville, Staten Island, which equals 99. Garner equals 99. And now, in the evening time, the top story is the death of this man at age 99, a very special number to this nation. The United States of America equals 99. And this nation was named as such on September 9th, 9-9. Now, if you're saying coincidence, you're going to have to say it a second time, because notice John Paul Stevens' birthday, April 20th, 1920. From his 99th birthday earlier this year to his death, July 16th, is 87 days later. 87 days. And notice justice equals 87. You see how it says, but not including? Let me show you something else about that. The word judge, when you turn the alphabetic order around, equals 88. Today would also be his 88th day of his age. And the sitting president is Trump. Trump equals 88. The first Supreme Court justice that Donald Trump confirmed, Neil McGill Gorsuch, his whole process had a lot to do with 88. And if I remember how to spell his name correctly, that is correct. Neil McGill Gorsuch, his name's 88 as well. So 87 days after Stephen's birthday, Justice 87, or his 88th day of his age, connecting to Judge. What a coincidence. And again, he was 99. The United States of America is 99. Supreme Court Justice is 99. He hailed from Illinois. Illinois, the state that sums to 99. I talk about the people in our government being Manchurians, being born and named accordingly by this code, which is practiced within Freemasonry at the highest ranks. John Paul Stevens equals 57, as does Supreme Court, as does Scottish Rite, which has its headquarters in Washington, D.C., which is why George Washington, the Scottish Rite Freemason, was inaugurated at age 57. He was confirmed, John Paul Stevens was, under Gerald Ford, who replaced Richard Nixon. The latest Supreme Court justice is Brett Kavanaugh, and recall he had the sexual assault accusation by Christine Blasey Ford, and I showed how that entire thing was a tribute to Gerald Ford. The name Christine Blasey Ford equals 212, just like Gerald Rudolph Ford Jr., 212. When Nixon was impeached, it was 212 days after the birthday of Gerald Ford. Notice Brett Kavanaugh's birthday is also 212. So Kavanaugh, his appointment was in part a tribute to Gerald Ford, and now the first Supreme Court justice to die since he took office, John Paul Stevens, is the only Supreme Court justice who was appointed and confirmed under Gerald Ford. I do not think that's a coincidence. Some other things that stand out. He died at Holy Cross Hospital. Remember, the Catholic Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's all Catholic, Jesuit, and Jewish. The Brett Kavanaugh hearing was on the Jesuit order's birthday, where him and Christine Blasey Ford testified. Where he died, Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale, Florida equals 174, also like Supreme Court. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who will be the next member of the Supreme Court to be reported dead, most likely. This comes 17 weeks and 4 days after her birthday, a lot like 174. Fort Lauderdale, Florida is also 84 and 339 like United States of America. By the way, The Supreme Court is very Jesuit. Jesuits 84. I'm sure there's a lot of Jesuit influence in the hospital he just died in. The story is he had a stroke yesterday, July 15th, and then he passed away today from that stroke. Yesterday could be written 15/7. Today can be written 16/7. Notice with the alphabetic order, United States is 157. With the reverse alphabetic order, United States is 167. Today's Trump's 33rd day of his age. Trump's birthday is June 14th. From June 14th to today, July 16th, let me just punch it in here, would be Trump's 33rd day of his age. It's also 4 weeks and 5 days, like how he's number 45. But notice, federal Masonry secrecy order, they're all 33. And again, the entire Supreme Court is run by this code every single day. For people who've missed my work on Gorsuch, I encourage you to read my book. It's all documented in there. Since I released my book, the Kavanaugh process went on. And the biggest thing about the Kavanaugh process is how they waited to confirm him on October 6th, and not by accident. Let me pull up why they did this on October 6th. It had everything to do with Supreme Court history and Clarence Thomas and Anita Hill. So he was confirmed October 6th, which is the day leaving 86 days left in the year. Notice Kavanaugh equals 86. He was accused of sexual assault. Sexual assault's 86. On this day in history is the day Anita Hill accused Clarence Thomas of sexual assault. Anita Hill 86, Thomas 86. Here it is right here. October 6, 1991, NPR legal affairs reporter Nina Tottenberg broke the story of law professor Anita Hill's sexual harassment allegations against Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas. This is how they do it. Tributes to history by the code all day, every day. And as I've explained countless times since 2013, the stories in the news are an interconnected web. It's not an accident that they started with Eric Garner this morning, the big 99 story, and then they conclude the day with the death of the Supreme Court Justice at age 99. And this comes on the back of the New York power outage, which had everything to do with the number 99. So see that video, it's still up. Again and again and again. News by the numbers. Till next time, Truth Seeker.